This video will demonstrate how to install the Leviton DOS15 and DVS15 Decora 15-amp occupancy and vacancy motion sensor wall switches. It's important to note that the sensor may respond to temperature changes. Therefore, do not mount near a heat source, in a location where hot or cold drafts will blow directly on the sensor, or where unintended motion will be within the sensor's field of view. Please be certain to follow all wiring instructions and diagrams provided with the product. If you're unsure about any part of the instructions, or if you are not comfortable or familiar with working with electrical wiring, contact an electrician. When installing and terminating this Leviton device, have the following tools on hand: a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, electrician's pliers, a wire stripper, electrical tape, a handheld voltage tester, and properly sized wire connectors. Installation takes approximately 15 minutes. The process shown follows general guidelines. Local codes take precedence. These sensors require a neutral wire for installation. If you're not sure if you have a neutral wire, you'll need to look inside the wall box to identify if a neutral wire is present. Start by turning off the power at the circuit breaker. Remove the wall plate and carefully pull the device out until you clearly see the wires. Using a voltage tester, ensure that the power is completely off. Now, let's take a look at the wiring. Shown on the screen are two different wiring scenarios, one with a neutral wire and one without a neutral wire. The example on the left shows wiring with a neutral wire. The neutral is typically a white wire and is commonly bundled and capped off in the back of the wall box. If your wall box does not have a neutral wire, consider installing one of our 2-amp or 5-amp sensors instead, as they do not require a neutral wire for installation. If the wiring in your wall box does not resemble these configurations, or you're unsure, consult an electrician. If a neutral wire is present in your wall box, you can proceed with the installation. First, disconnect the wires from the existing device. Remove all wire connectors, and then straighten and separate each wire so you can clearly see them. Next, we need to identify the line or hot wire. To do this, turn the circuit breaker back on. Carefully use the voltage tester to test each wire. The hot wire will be indicated by the tester. Once identified, turn off the circuit breaker and test to ensure the power is off. Use a small piece of electrical tape to label the hot wire. In this example, in the wall box there's a black wire, which is the line or hot wire, another black wire, which is the load wire, two bare copper wires, which are the ground wires, and two white wires, which are the neutral wires. Please keep in mind that the color of the wires can vary. The hot wire may be black or red, and the ground wire could be green or bare copper. If you're unsure, contact an electrician. With your fingers, pull firmly on the insulation to remove the pre-stripped section of the product's leads. Do this for each lead wire. Twist each of the lead's exposed stranded copper wires in a clockwise direction. Next, twist the green ground lead on the device to the ground wires in the wall box in a clockwise direction. Insert the twisted wires into a properly sized wire connector and continue twisting until the conductors bottom out and cannot be twisted further. Give the wires a tug to ensure they are firmly held in the wire connector and dress with electrical tape to ensure stability. Continue by connecting the black line lead on the device to the labeled line or hot wire in the wall box. Then connect the white neutral lead on the device to the two neutral wires in the wall box. Next, connect the blue load lead on the device to the load wire in the wall box. And finally, insert a wire connector to cap off the red and yellow wire, which is only used for a 3-way connection. Make sure all connections have been twisted into the properly sized wire connectors and dressed with electrical tape to ensure stability. Your new sensor is now terminated. Now let's test the device to ensure it's wired and functioning properly. Restore power at the circuit breaker. Wait 10 to 20 seconds for the sensor to power up. For the DOS15, the lights will automatically turn on with the first motion seen after the warm-up period. Alternatively, you can press the push pad. For the DVS15, press the push pad. The light should turn on. Please note, if the lights do not turn on, refer to the What to Do If section of the instruction sheet. Now we'll mount the device to complete the installation. Turn off power at the circuit breaker and test to ensure the power is off. Gently bend the wires and push them into the wall box. Screw the sensor into the wall box. Install the wall plate. Restore power at the circuit breaker. Your Leviton Decora Occupancy or Vacancy sensor is now ready for use. The default settings for the sensor are a 10-minute time-out timer, medium range field of view, and medium ambient light setting. If you want to change one of the settings, please refer to the product instruction sheet or the sensor settings programming video for detailed instructions.